So the invitation is to make yourselves comfortable and spend a little moment thinking about Halloween as the beginning of the year in the pagan and witches calendar, and in sort of earth-based spiritualities in this country and quite a lot of other European countries. It's like the birth of the year as we head into the dark months. So we kind of start in, you know, the seed is planted now as we go into the dark months and then around the wheel of the year. And I mean, like, I just, I've found some parts of pagan spirituality have been really nourishing and really helpful to me in being quite, you know, being female and trying to live in the world in a less exploitative and, you know, horrible crap way, and to try to sort of, you know, be in our wilder and gentler nature and take our place as part of the ecosystem. So I do it like that. Do you know what I mean? I don't do it as a religion.
Well, it's not. I mean, ecosystems are a bit more naturally matriarchal than patriarchal, isn't it? I think the modern human society.
Yeah, well, it's
not
about
really balanced.
It's about coexisting in a web, really, and nothing can dominate too much, or it doesn't work.
Yeah.
So that's a bit where I'm coming from with all of that. And as you might know, one of the sort of witchy festival things about Halloween is that people say that the veil between the living and the dead is at its thinnest. So we spend some time thinking about people who have died, people who've gone before, and that might be people who are personal to us who we've lost, but it could also be like connections to ancestors from way back, or, you know, the lives of people particularly who've, you know, fought against injustice or stood for things that we value. And it's kind of keeping the spirit of that alive. And I feel, especially at this time when I don't think the soul of the nation is in a very good state, really. Exactly. And we need to do these things, you know, just even doing things like this, going through this ridiculous Zoom nonsense medium, but, you know, to connect as human beings and have, you know, have a laugh together, or you know, just what we're doing. To me, it's like trying to keep the humanity alive in things. So I wanted to bring that in, because also, like, oh, you know, I hate going around, it's all become about like plastic pumpkins or, you know, trick or treat, all the plastic, you know, that's not what it's about. It's the delicate time. We're not at the darkest time yet, are we? That's winter solstice, but it's that dark, potentially really nourishing time to go within. So I just wanted to bring that in to our little shenanigans and invite us to, you know, to just think about and honor the people who've gone before us, the ancestors whose spirits or values or achievements we carry, and what we carry with us in the present. And also to think about the future, and to think about the future that we want, and not to let, even when the reality is very, very challenging, but not to let it snuff out our dreams and visions of what the future of human beings on this planet could be. So that the invitation to think about those things. And I you know, rifled around online trying to find someone else's poem to say it, and I thought, oh, maybe Audre Lorde has got something. I'm sure there are loads of, but anyway, nothing would come. So I thought, oh, maybe I have to write this thing. So I've written this thing.
Okay, great.
Beyond the plastic pumpkins, flailing bedsheet ghosts, made in China polyester victim costumes, skeletons, zombie masks, strings of LED glittering skulls. Take a moment to stop and remember those who went before us. This is not a dash for American candy. This is the beginning of our descent into the dark months of the year. The shedding of leaves, the harvesting of fruits and produce. It is a stripping back to the bones of the matter, a time to notice and honour our roots, ancestors who went before us, love and labours given so that our lives could get born, flourish, thrive, strive, and lay down paths for those who come after. We are not separate from the ecosystem. We are not separate from the web of lives. Deep in your gut, your heart, your sinews, who do you have to thank? Who do you need to honour? What will you carry through the dark months? Digging deeper, preserving, strengthening, brightening with the fire that burns within. What do you carry? Whose legacies do you bring forward into the present? And what dreams do you plant, feed and nurture? For even in the darkest times, we tend the fire. We to empower, enrich, and nourish. We're busy. Even when we're sleeping, we're busy. We have homemade courage and a longer history than you think we remember. We are the weavers of a better future, and we refuse to give in.
That was beautiful.
That was awesome.
That was